Crash course in square roots. You ready, Santi? Santi, question number 1 on the board over there. It says, what questions do square roots ask? What question do square roots ask? Ooh. What question do square roots ask? Tell us, Emiliano.
What number squared equals a radicand?
What number squared equals a radicand? How many of you guys did not know that? If you didn't know that, you should write that down. Square roots ask, what number squared is the radicand? What number squared is the radicand? The number inside is the radicand. So what number squared is the radicand? So what number squared is the radicand? And so, for example, this one right here, that's a 16 Santi. See, that's a 6. Right. Yeah, whatever, Santi. So, 1 second, Natalia. No, Natasha. Oh my gosh, I called you the wrong name. Dang, Natasha. 1 second. So, Emiliano said, he said, square roots ask, what number squared is the radicand? So, out of this thing right here, the radicand would be 16. So, what this is asking, this is the question that this square root's asking. It's asking, what number squared is 16? So to simplify it, all you got to do is answer it. Isn't 4 squared 16?
Yeah.
So that's 4. This is 4. This whole square root right here equals 4. What was your question, Natasha? Okay. You have to write whatever you think you should write. It's your choice. Make sense? Okay. So what number squared is the radicand? That's what it's at. That's your goal. You have to figure that out. Let's see. Oh, the second question over there says, how is factoring involved with simplifying square roots? How is factoring involved with simplifying square roots? Does anybody know that one? How is factoring involved with simplifying square roots? Yes, ma'am?
So if you know what, like, the factors of the number, then you can figure out the easiest way to answer the question.
Yeah. So what kind of, well, let's tie it in with the third question. The third question says, what are square numbers? Doctor, what are square numbers? Would they be numbers like this? That's a square 16. What are square numbers? Yes, ma'am.
1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, and 100.
Yeah, but what are they?
They're numbers that, like, are able to break down into two, I think.
So here's what they are. You're right. Square numbers. Square numbers are the product of a number times itself. That's what square numbers are. So, first, for example, would you guys agree with that 1 squared is 1? Yeah. Are you good with that? You understand what square numbers are? So, the way factoring is involved with square roots is you're factoring to find the largest square factor of the radicand, and the radicand is the number inside of the square root. There we go. The radicand is the number inside the square root. So here are the square numbers. Wait, what's 2 squared? 4. 3 squared? 4 squared? 16. 5 squared? 25. 6 squared? 36. 7 squared? 49. 8 squared, 64, 9 squared, 81, 10 squared is 100, 11 squared is 121, 12 squared is 144, 13 squared is 169, 14 squared is 196, 15 squared is 225. Those are the first 15. I'll give you a second to write that down. So Nora's not here today?
Wait, what's 9 squared?
What is 9 squared? You don't know what 9 times 9 is?
81.
You knew that. 81. So those are your square numbers right there. Those are the numbers you're going to be looking for.
Let's see, what does 9 times 2 say? I can't.
Sometimes I wonder if you're here all the time. Because do you know what Gage asked 15 seconds?
It's 18.
Do you know what Gage asked right before you said what you had to
Yeah,
say?
it was 9 times 9. I said it was 81.
Yeah, and then you just asked what this said right here. Right after he did. And even if you can't read my writing, you should be able to figure that out. 9 squared. You should know what 9 times 9 is.
Oh,
Oh my God. Crush your head. Yeah. Crush your head. You ever do that? Diego, I just crushed your head. No? You ever do it, Gage? Try it. It's fun. It's fun. Crush your head. All right. Check this out, Gage. So here's where factoring's involved. So you're looking for these square numbers. So let's say, like if you had the square root of 16, it's 4. Those are easy. So for example, if you had the square root of 49, this asks, oh, wait a minute. What does this ask? Tell us, Elsie. Yeah, and it's just 7, right? So this is just 7. So that's super easy. But what if it was this? Can you guys see that? That's a 98. Santi, that's 98. So this is saying what times itself is 98? Well, 98 is not one of our squares, is it? So what we have to do is we have to factor that. We have to figure out, out of all these numbers, is there one of these numbers that goes into that? 81 doesn't go into that. Does 2 go into this? How many times does 2 go into 98? 49 times. Would you agree that 49 times 2, carry the 1, is 98? Yeah. So this is what you're looking for. You're looking for that square. So you're going to break it apart just like that right there. And the reason you do that is because this part is saying what times itself is 49. We know the answer to that. This one says what times itself is 2. Well, that's what's called an irrational number. There's not an integer that times itself that equals 2. So we just leave the square root of 2. So this part is 7. This part's square root of 2. Matthew, you can handle that? Yeah, square root of 2. So this says what times itself is 2. It's actually like 1.41 whatever, blah, 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 forever and ever, amen. So we can't actually write that number, so we write this instead. Yeah, so this means what times itself is 2. Yeah, so square root of square root of 98 is 7 times the square root of 2. So if you did 7 times the square root of 2 times 7 times the square root of 2, you actually get 98. Because this is asking what squared is 98. So this times itself is 98. Do you want to see that? Let me show you. Washa. Did you finish? Ms. Serrano? Bring me your paper. How was it? How was it? Oh, thank you. My gosh, you're crazy. Okay.
Is it spicy?
Spicy, because her last name's Serrano. You're jelly that you don't have a cool last name, huh?
No, it's Lisa.
Okay, check this out. Squared means times itself, yes? 7 squared, remember this is with exponent, so everything inside the parentheses gets that exponent. So this would be 7 squared times the square root of 2 squared. Hey, what is 7 squared? 49. What's the square root of 2 times the square root of 2? What is the square root of 2 times the square root of 2? Square root of 2 times the square root of 2. Wouldn't that be the square root of 4? And what is the square root of 4? 2. 49 times 2, 98. See? Boom, done. Why? I think you should do it. Here, I want you guys to try one. Ready? Use this list of numbers right here to help you out. Here, we'll put one right here. Let's see here. Oh, man. How about, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a good one right there. 12. That's a 12, Santi. I'm going to have to print everything out in Braille for you, huh?
No, it's because
Santi, do you know what
the
Braille is?
practices, it has a Z.
Do you know what Braille is, Santi?
Yeah.
What?
It's like when blind people.
Yeah, the little bump things they read. That's weird, right? How can you read with your finger? That's super weird to me. The thing that scares me is they have them on walls, like at door signs. Like, how the heck would a blind person, find the door sign on a wall? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, don't they have those sticks to know where the walls are too?
Yes, but how are they going to find a sign on the wall?
They've been lying to us, Mr.
Okay, try this one. Try this one. Square root of 12. You try it. So remember, you're factoring that 12. First of all, you're seeing if 12 is a square. It's not. There's nothing times 12 that's 12, not a whole number. So then you have to find what's the largest factor of 12 that's a square number. Dun, 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 dun. When you get it, check your answer with your neighbor real quick. Did you get it, Natasha? ¿Por qué no, chica? Huh? Do it. Ándale, pues. You're not going to learn by waiting. You're going to learn by doing. Say it again.
It's 3 and 2. Because of square root.
So it's going to be, how's the 2?
Inside.
No. 2's not inside.
Is it switched?
It's going to, so Santi says, check this out, Santi, that's very good. Santi, I believe that you could do good in this class. But the problem is you started off really far behind and now you're kind of stuck, right? So when we start something new, because when we come back after fall break, we start new. Fresh start. You have a good chance. You understand?
Plus, I'm going to join sports.
Plus, you're not going to be in sports.
Huh?
Wait.
I'm going to join sports, so I'm going to try.
So, Santi, how did you get the, what did you do first? What did you do with this 12?
I 6 and 2.
Oh, 6 and 2. Well, here's the problem. What's that?
Is that right?
No, sir. It's close.
Really?
Yeah, you got something messed up. We're going to go over it right now. So, Santi, here's the problem with 6 and 2. Is 6 one of the numbers here? No, so you don't want to use that. So, which of these numbers here goes into 12? Which one of these numbers up here goes into 12? That's what you're looking for. 4. 4 how many times? Not 2. 4 times 2 is 8, silly. 3. Okay, and what is the square root of 4 equal?
2.
You could do that, right? Do you see how trying and making a mistake is actually how you learn? Yeah. Natasha, Santi got it. Of course you did. You got it now. Yeah.
I wasn't sure if that was right, but you left it.
What do you mean?
Like the one above it.
This part?
No, the purple part.
Oh, up here? Oh, that's for checking this.
Oh, that's just checking.
That's just checking it. Yeah, yeah.
Wait, how do you get 2? I got it.
You got it.
I did it.
Wow. Yeah?
So this is going to be about square roots?
Well, that's the first part. We have square roots, exponents,
Is that
solving
computer?
equations, and inequalities. So we have 4 things.
Is that a computer?
It's going to be on a computer. and paper. Yes, ma'am. Hurry. How many guys got it? Dang. No, Andrea. ¿Por qué no, chica? Oh. Yeah, you did, yeah. Alright, so check this out. Gage, check this out, Gage. Santi, I'm very proud of Santi. Santi got this. Not at first, which is okay. Because actually, if you're having trouble, one of the things that really causes students to have trouble is they don't even try stuff when they're not 100% sure. And there's no way to become a problem solver if you don't just try stuff and then learn from mistakes. So Natasha, here's what he said at first, okay? And I think this is really good. Even though he started off wrong, he said, okay, I know I need to take that 12, I have to factor it. So at first he said 6 times 2. But then the 6 times 2 is not what you want to start with because, why, Santi? Why don't you want to start with 6 and 2?
Because equals to.
No, this is important. This is really, really important. This is really, really important. Emiliano, why not?
Because there's nothing that equals to. Oh, never mind. I had it.
Jared, why? Oh, tell us, Angelina. Yeah, you see that you're looking. See this 12. You're looking for one of these numbers up here that goes into 12 by division. You see, so you don't even have to worry about 16 because that's too big. So all you've got, see the 12, you've got 1, 2, 3 choices. That's it. So does 9 go in? No. 4 goes in.
Yeah.
That's why you're going to use 4. You're not going to use 6 and 2. You could, but it won't help. So 4 times 3 is 12, yes? And the square root of 4 is 2. And the square root of 3 is just the square root of 3. Let's try one more. You ready? Let's try. Ooh. Yeah. Let's try 27. Let's try 27. You feel better, Elsie? Never mind. So Jared, just to make sure you're 100% good, square roots is not the whole test. We do have square roots though. We also have exponents, solving equations, and then we do lastly inequalities. Got them? Yeah.
Is it 8?
Is it 3? Yes, ma'am. Show her. Or that's her. She'll show you what. She got it.
I got it.
3 root 3. Not 4. Because it's not 4 because 16 doesn't go into 27.
It's because I got 8.
8? Where'd you get 8? But you have to figure out. Oh, he's gonna show you.
9 goes into 27, right? 9 goes into 27?
How many guys got that? 3 times the square root of 3. Dang, that's it. It's easy, right?
I got 4.
But 16 doesn't go in. Can't use 16, you have to use 9. 9 goes into 27 3 times. You see? You guys want to try one more?
Yeah.
Okay. What if, check this out. Oh man. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that first, and I got to show you what's next. So let's do the square root of 72. Square root of 72. You guys are doing really good, by the way. Jared, I think we're having our best day of the whole year as far as students learning in class right now. This moment, right now, today. That's good. When it counts, we're coming through. Opposite of the Raiders. Oh, wait, never mind, they won. Who's your team, Jared? Or Gage, who's your team? Oh, yeah. I saw that. Oh, yeah. Hey, Gage, out of all these numbers up here, all these square numbers, you see how 72 is what we're looking for, right? 72 is not one of the numbers. So then, like, if you're really good at math, you can figure out in your head which of these is. But if you're not really good at math, you see 72 right here. So that means you have to start looking. This is the biggest possible one, 64. But it doesn't go in. So you have to figure out of these numbers, which is the biggest one that goes into 72. What is it? How many times? So 6 root 2. Nope. 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 8's not done. 8. Look at 8. 8 has a 4 in it. So 8 is not simplified. You see? So with 72, you did 4, right? You did what? 8 times 9. Okay, so you did 9 times 8. Okay, so that's not wrong. It's just not done. Because if you look at the 8, that would be 3 times the square root of 4 times the square root of 2. So that would be 3 times 2 times 2. That's 6 root 2. See how much more work there is when you don't start off the biggest one possible? Yeah. So find the biggest one possible. Yeah? Let's do one more. Oh, man. This one everybody messes up, but this is an easy. Well, see if you can do it without looking it up, Diego. Because you do it without looking up, and then you don't even need to look it up. It's easier.
Oh, wait.
Is it 10 and 3 or no?
10 root 3.
Right.
So it's 10 times the square root of 3. That's how you say it.
Right.
If you wrote 10 times the square root of 3, you're right. Yeah? Justin, you get it or no? You did 3 root 10? Well, wait a minute. Doesn't the 100...
Like right there, why did 10 go to 5?
But it's, because this is just the plain old number 10. It's not a square root or anything. So, for example, check this out. Jared asked a question that I actually wanted to teach anyway. Denise, are you paying attention or are you texting me? Come on, bro. Look. The question is about, like, what if that number outside is a square? So, for example, look at 90. Would you guys agree that the square... No, let's not do 90. Let me do... yeah, let's do 40. Would you guys agree? The square root of... no, let's not do 40. Hold on. I know, I'm having a hard time because I'm trying to think backwards and I'm not... It's Monday morning. My brain isn't working. Oh. Let's do... Yeah. Let's do 32. Check this out. Let's do 32.
I thought that was the last one.
Would you guys agree with me that 16 times 2 is 32.
Yeah.
And the square root of 16 is 4, yes? You know what people do a lot? This is done. That's it. That's your answer right there. People do this a lot. They say 2 root 2. Because they're like, wait, the square root of 4 is 2, which the square root of 4 is 2. But this is just plain old 2. This is plain old 4. So you're done right there. 2 root 2 is not the same, because 4 isn't 2. The square root of 4 is 2, but 4 is not 2. Because this is 4 like 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what number squared equals 4. That's what that is. And this is just 1, 2, 3, 4. This is like how many fingers you have if you hold a firecracker too long. Because your thumb is a finger. It is a finger. Imagine if dogs had thumbs. Imagine all the trouble they'd get in. Man, like baby gates wouldn't work for them anymore. Like we put baby gates up to keep the dog out of wherever. Yeah.
Back up to the wall and then run and jump.
Boys and girls, here's what I'd like you to do. Check this out. Oh, I'm going to stop now. Because I wanted to post it for you. Hey, did you guys hear Natasha's question? She wanted to know why I was recording the lesson. And the reason why is because I'm going to post this in Google Classroom for you so that if you, like, well, it's kind of like this. It's kind of like this. Natasha, have you ever had a situation where in class you got it? And then you go home and it's like Etch-a-Sketch brain, boop, gone. So that's why I recorded it, so I'm going to post it so that if you forget, you can refresh your memory. Yes, sir? 12 of them. Okay.